Then the shaman comes up to me, he's like, "You got a free ceremony today?" And I was just like, "Oh." And I was like, "Oh, am I ready for this?" Like, actually, two puffs, and then it's like all this stuff, and then all these colours are coming for me, like, whew, like a peacock. It was like literally like a fucking exorcism, bro. I'm not even joking. Just got to a peak, you know, one night where a knife came out, and then called the police, locked the door, and loads of stuff happened.
Yes, people, welcome back to Who on Earth Season 2, and with episode 12, I've got a different kind of guest, such a relatable guy, but with a depth to him, and you can't help but liking him. He's Arachai, and he's a multi-looping conscious musician, yeah, one of them. Also makes his own jewellery as well, and he does his own sound healing journeys. Fantastic musician. I first saw him at the Ignite Festival in the West Yorkshire Hills, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I got lost in the music. So I reached out to him and he was very kind. He let me come down and we went down to Bridlington and we had a beautiful conversation. He'd actually been a little ill and he'd had to cancel a few things, but lucky for us, he wasn't too ill for this conversation, and it's funny. We've got some mad experiences, but we'll leave him to tell you them. Now, for those who are actually watching rather than listening, you may see we've got some new bottles here. That's a new ether spray and a new ether drop. I know I just pointed at the wrong ones for what people who were watching. They've been improved. So we've improved the recipe for the ether drops. So the Dream Healer, it's now got a little bit of agave, a little bit of sweetness just to help it go down, you know, a little bit of sweet for the medicine. And then the new and improved Agua de Florida spray as well. So guys, these aren't actually out yet. I'm giving you a bit of an insight into what's to come, unless you're watching this a few weeks later. If you do want one, go down to the website, pre-order it, and we'll make sure you get it out with a bit of a discount as well. We're going to give you £5 off the Dream Healer. And it's as good as it sounds. It's a Dream Healer. It's got all the dream herbs in it. The spray, when that's ready, I'm telling you, and that's going to be 25% off. So feel free to pre-order, or if you've seen this after, go get your ether spray, go get your ether drops. But there's enough of that. Now, I'd really appreciate it. I'll level with you. This is really, really something I'm passionate about, getting people out there with amazing stories that you can relate to and then find out what offerings help them overcome. The stories are so important to me. If we can't get people down to the episodes, because I'm, by the way, still figuring out the marketing side, it doesn't matter because no one's seeing it. So I would love it. Just give it a little like. And if you don't want to miss these cool guests, a little subscribe. So that goes a long way. And then I'd love to hear your comments as well on how you found the episode. Right, enough of that. If you want to see anything else about me, you can go on the website. Now, let's have a few words about Transmute Studio, shall we? Peace and love, guys. It's a new season, but it's the same old sponsor, and that's Transmute Studio. Beautiful centre in the centre of Manchester, Northern Quarter. It's got loads of the old stuff like the African drumming, the African dance classes. They've got salsa now as well. They've got the beautiful Arignani, ceremonial ecstatic dance with wizardry from the show. But also, my alter ego, DJ Moksha, has made an appearance with his new ecstatic dance, Liberation. So, sound baths, Kundalini yoga, candlelit yoga, loads of beautiful events there. It's all about wellness, culture, creativity. What's going to do a better job of explaining it than my little mouth is going down to the socials, the website, and seeing it for yourself. So I'll put a link in the description and you could maybe come float in one of them hammocks with myself. But for now, guys, enjoy the episode. Peace and love.
Don't give up, my friend. Light will come, it will guide you home, right until the end of this life and this journey and this path. You know it's right. We've come here
This is skills. No, I was just listening to you in the car, the van on the way here. I'm getting more excited for it. Thanks for joining us on Who on Earth, brother. So, for those who don't know, I met Arachai. Well, I didn't meet you actually, did I? No, I saw Arachai when I had my little store actually, with the dream healers and the ether drops that you guys can see on the video, and I was there just like, oh, this guy's got skills. I really wanted to meet you. I was telling you, I really wanted to see you, and then I was like, oh, you started doing didgeridoo for the Northern Poet, and I lost you. But you have graciously decided to come on anyway after I messaged you on Instagram. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Michael.
So it's very much going to be just like the guys know the gist, and I sort of gave you a heads up. Where have you come from? And you go on anecdotes. You tell us on these like cool little stories, and my job's to keep you on track. So, obviously, we're in Bridlington right now, but
East Yorkshire.
You weren't always there.
No, I wasn't always here.
Tell us, where are you originally from then?
Yeah, well, I was born in Beverley, which is near Hull, and then lived in Hull.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, kind of. Different kind of style of Beverly Hills. The hills are there, more like the Yorkshire Hills of Beverly, the moors. And yeah, grew up in Hull, lived there a bit, and then we lived in Thailand until I was about 8. And then we came back to Hull, and then the last 3 years we've been in Bridlington. So yeah, it's been a nice journey.
Well, what was it like? Let's rewind then. What was it like when you were growing up? What did it look like for yourself? Was there a lot of music then?
Yeah. Well, no, actually, we wasn't really, I would say, a creative family.
Okay, I wouldn't expect to hear that either. Because your sister was singing as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
a lot of people are like surprised
at that. What was it like
that.
Before the creativity then? What did it look like?
Yeah, I mean, we've always been open because my dad and my mum met travelling, Right. They met picking fruit and they used to call them mushavs and kibbutz in Israel. Okay. Basically, when you was travelling, I keep moving this mic. We've had a few incidents. I'll just keep my hands down. Yeah, so basically they met picking fruit, and so we've always been a bit open, and but not in a creative way, I would say, just in living, and the food we ate, we always had Thai food. My dad would always cook Thai food.
Your dad's from Thailand, you said?
Yeah, my dad's from Thailand.
From?
My mum's from Hull.
Right,
so, yeah, but she's got a bit of my grandma is like half African, so there's a bit of African there, there's a bit of...
Loads.
Yeah.
It's like that shit mix you made.
Chuck it all in, bro, and see what happens.
He was making me a tea, and he's like, I've got lavender, I've got like, throw it all in it. Plantain, it's nice. It's very nice. So you're a bit of a shit mix from a load of different things. Is that a nice way to describe someone? Yeah. It's a mongrel.
Yeah, exactly. I do describe it like that sometimes.
So were they travelling when they had you? Or was it based up in Hull by this point?
Yes, they were kind of met in Israel, and then my mum went to Thailand kind of as she didn't really know. She said to me, she was like, oh, I'll just go and see what it's like. But she didn't know it didn't have electric in the village. She didn't know she was going to be the first white person, first white woman in the village. Okay. She didn't know that to go get your water, you had to walk like a few kilometres to the well. She didn't have this idea in her head,
Good old England.
No, then she went there and she's like, oh shit, this is different.
What did she think though?
She was quite overwhelming at first because all the village came out and was like touching her, and because it was that like fresh, to them. Yeah, and they were like, whoa, like the hair and But after a while, she kind of settled in, started to speak the language, and the people started to...
She was there for a little while.
Yeah, a few years. Yeah. And then my sister was actually born out there.
So is she older than you?
No, she's younger. Okay. So basically, we went to England, but my dad couldn't actually get into England, even though my parents were married, because of visa bullshit. So he had to stay in Belgium, where my Thai auntie was at the time. She helped my mum and dad get that visa. So my mum had to have me here alone because of visas. Yeah, which is bullshit, innit? You know what I mean? And that probably happens a lot, to be honest, that we don't even know about,
take it for granted.
So even if you're in love and you want to have a child, this sometimes...
Got this scar on the land, which is called country, and it says no.
Bullshit bureaucracy, innit? And people thinking that, this is theirs and this is that and whatever, anyway. But yeah, so that was kind of the the childhood, and always felt a bit out on the outside also.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got any examples for us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bullying, fighting with people just because of my skin, and we grew up on a council estate at one point called Orchard Park in Hull, and that's like one of the biggest ones in apparently Europe.
Okay.
And they just named the street 1, 2, 3, 4. We were on 28th Ave, and
there wasn't even any.
No, this is it. So because they couldn't, there were just that many or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Not worth it.
1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
And I remember literally people scratching my dad's car, flattening tyres because he was from Thailand. One time, there were like someone put like a message on my dad's car saying, or my mum's car, saying like "nigger lover," and we were just like, I was just like. I'm like, my dad's from Thailand. He's not even like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
wrong. So many levels. Well,
like,
at least get it right.
Yeah, it would really hurt us if you got it right. Yeah. But actually, I mean,
it's like calling me a black woman. If you say so.
Yeah. But from a young age, I could see how like kids were influenced by stuff that they were saying stuff they didn't even know. So or the parents have said something and they're just repeating it. So I kind of. Things didn't touch me so much, I could kind of get through it, and I was just like, oh, these are just fucking mad people off the estate, or, because when I go to Thailand also, they would say Phalang, which is a foreigner. So even in Thailand, I was foreigner.
Did you not feel home anywhere then?
Not really. When I was younger, no. Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me travel a lot when I had the chance and just go, and then I went for years and then that's kind of brought me back to this whole journey and brought me back here to feel the connection here.
What about
now.
when you were a kid and you couldn't travel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the connection came through like speaking to God in a way.
Okay.
I grew up in my family in Thailand are Buddhists, and my uncle's a monk, and they're really traditional Buddhists, and really go to the temple every day. They pray, they give the offerings. So there was that influence. But then I went to a Catholic school in Hull called St Mary's.
You've been proper shook up.
And before every class you did, before you sat down, you had to say the name of the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Before you actually sat down, every class, and then you had the Sunday service, you had the Friday service. And then you ate the bread and the blood of Christ. And
so you went in.
Yeah, and I found connection through it, to be honest with you. And I did speak to Jesus or who I thought was Jesus or whatever, and God, and it got me through times, I'd often think, like, what the fuck is this life?
Why?
Just guide me, help me.
Mean?
Well, who am I? Why am I here? Like, what? I'm a foreigner here, I'm a foreigner there. Like, that's answers your question of how did it affect you? It makes you feel that, yeah, you're a foreigner, you're an outsider, but in a way that gives you a certain power because it brings everything back to yourself, and that actually you're only here for yourself anyway, and that we're all foreigners, or we're all to one person or to another thing.
We're all mongrels,
depending on perception, innit? So it's
we're all a mixture of many different things, and it's a lot more within us, I imagine, that connects us than separates us.
Exactly,
Don't worry about the colour of my car.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you looked at the engine?
yeah, exactly. Innit? That's it.
That shit does not matter. I know it's aesthetics, innit?
Yeah.
But for you, obviously, that's the only way people were taking you.
Exactly.
Surface level, so you wanted something deeper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So, when you're a kid at school, you got your friend group, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was quite. I had a lot of different friends and a wide variety. To be honest, I would be friends with.
You weren't ostracised. You weren't.
Not really. I mean, there'd be the odd time people would be like, oh, fucking packing, using... But back then it was kind of accepted more, I would say. I'm 30, so...
Right, 'cause I'm 34, so...
You're 34. It was, wasn't it? And for me,
the internet,
I can laugh about that, to be honest, and I can joke, but some people can't, and I get that as well, but for me, it's like... You're just a spirit in a body, man. Fucking, like you say, your skin colour. Yeah, it's important in one sense, and your lineage and your ancestors. You got to honour it, but also, we're here for a little time.
What you're saying
go.
is like if you a load of little kids, you put them in a room and none of them are paying attention to colour.
Yeah, exactly.
Eyes or hair or anything. They're just having fun together.
Yeah.
So
they don't see that, do they? They're just beyond that.
I mean, I get it. The ego wants to understand, and somebody's different to me. I might understand them less, therefore fret. But
Yeah.
we've got the ability as human beings to step back, reframe the moment, and then you realise, this my mind's funny, my mind's this, my mind's that, and he's not just the colour of his skin.
Yes,
but
yes.
you had friends that were sort of seeing you for who you were, so it must have felt nice to feel accepted by them.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and I had a lot of good. Yeah, all different friends, to be honest.
I was going to say, were they like a ragabond?
Yeah.
Like a shit mix of friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Indian friends, Chinese, the Polish, like me, because I could relate to them in one way, but I can also relate to the English people, and I got loads of English mates, proper just English lads,
You are English.
Oh yeah, that's it as well. So it's also
label.
So I could relate to it all, and it was also nice growing up. I'm not going to paint it in this mad picture, but there were them dark times, but there was also really beautiful times.
There's always beauty in terror. Like, you're very elegantly spoken, but you also keep hitting the microphone.
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on, bro?
You're expressive. He's a creative.
He's
he's making up for the lack of creation.
It's all the rapping I've been doing, bro.
So obviously, you've got this little group of friends that you're going into. So you've kind of got like the beauty of that, and then the terror of the other side. You got the thing balancing it out. So is childhood generally happy for yourself?
Yeah, I would say it was.
Did you have any interests? Anything you were into?
I was very sporty, more than the creative side. I was in the rugby team, played a few football matches, volleyball team. Yeah, I was in all that. Athletics. Yeah, we got to national finals as a school team. Yeah, I know.
Fist bump from there for the listeners.
So I was very sporty, and then it's kind of flipped a bit now. I'm like, I need to get back. I'd go to the gym, but not as much. And I'm like, right, I need to get back on that balance now.
I've gone too far the other way. I used to be sporty, and then I would literally go to school, wag English and maths, go and do something else, like not even go to school, come back for PE. And then wag side.
Really? Wow.
I just came for the footy.
Yeah.
Nice. But now, and I got, like the last few years, I got quite physically fit.
Yeah.
But then I was getting this illness that kept reoccurring, like chronic fatigue. And when, do you know what you're talking about, the Vipassana?
Yeah.
When I sat with the fatigue, it was like this hot smoke within inside myself, and when I paid attention, it dissipated, and I've not had it since. So I can work out again now, but point being is I've gone quite skinny, and I don't know about you, but like when I sort of started accepting who I was, the energy behind wanting to get fit, well, it used to be to look good. You know what I mean? And when I got rid of that need to look good and accepted myself, like I didn't have the fuel anymore. So it's now got to be about, actually, I care about my body. I care about taking care of my vessel. Because this vessel is how I interact with this reality as Michael.
Exactly.
So, I don't know about you. What was it about the sports that called to you?
I think it was more, connection. I felt good. It just felt good. And I was good at it. I was quite good at running and javelin and hurdles. And, I was always on the school teams.
Well, you seem quite tall. And
that's it. Yeah. So it was something I was good at, and then that gives you inspiration. Then it's like, I'm good at something, and then you do it more. So it was more like that, and then I did have a period of that, going to gym to look good. Like I think it was like 16, 15 with the lads and the bro, chinos and toms and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that period, bro. And then now it's gone to that point, like you say, it's like, right, I just need to look after my body now. Like, whatever that is, if it's going for a walk one day, that's fine. Or going in the sea, cold water, whatever, sauna, gym.
Because how close are you to the beach now?
It's about 2-minute drive, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to stay overnight.
Yeah. It's worth it, brother. Yeah.
Manchester, it's like...
Yeah. It's a nice sea here.
There are nice places to walk around Manchester, but
when
you go further out, you realise what else. That's why I'm converting the fan to live in. But it's about you. So that might have helped with popularity then. The kids at schools generally seem to like the sporty kids. Yeah, see, I was the guy who wasn't getting picked. So I wasn't popular. I wasn't good at it. I just liked doing it. So nice. Where are you looking? Have you got any vision for your life when you were younger?
I think the first visions I remember meditating in front of this statue, this Buddha that we have.
And was that normal for you, meditation?
It was almost to look for something. Yeah, I would always sit there and be like, "What? Like something's gonna come." Like, and I didn't know why I was and I'd look and I'd be like, "Has anything changed?"
Had it come already from your mum, your dad, from
I think it was the Buddhist influence, going to Thailand and seeing my uncle as a monk and seeing the monks there chanting and going to the temple, because every time you go on holiday, exactly, yeah.
Did you decide to meditate, or did somebody instruct you?
No, I just was like, right, let's do what these monks do and see, like, something's got to happen, hasn't it? You know, and then I'd be there like half an hour and my eye, nothing's like, you know, like, as a kid, like, wanting
I've had students like that. I'm like, there's nothing to see here, mate. Close your eyes.
Like, when's the awakening happening? No, I'm joking.
Am I enlightened yet? Am I enlightened
my
yet?
body yet?
What about now? What about now? God, is that you? Jesus, Buddha?
So I had a few times like that, but I didn't really think about the future until I was like, I'd say 16, 17, 16. My mum and dad had a divorce. Okay. It was quite a heavy divorce, you know. And
so how was that for you?
That was deep, you know, and as a result, I didn't end up seeing or talking to my dad for like 12 years.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's only recircled the last few years. So, been a journey with that. You know, it was an alcoholic. It built up over years, alcohol abuse, and then it just got to a peak. You know, one night where a knife came out, and basically I had to pull my dad off my mum. You know, and I was only 15. You know, and then called the police, locked the door, and loads of stuff happened anyway. But after that, my mum had a carpet cleaning business, and she just couldn't work because she was so depressed, and she was taking what the doctors had given her. And then one day I was trying to talk to her, and I could just see like a spirit was somewhere else, you know, and I was like, I need to like quit college and help my mum. I just started college.
What were you doing at college?
I was doing PE and art, PE, and something else.
So you had a little bit of creativity.
Yeah, there was. It started growing, and then like when I got my GCSEs, my art teacher was actually like, "You're good at art," and I was like, "Oh, actually," you know. And then it was like, yeah. So it kind of grew from there. And then on that day when I saw my mum like that, I was like, yeah, Mum, I'm going to stop college and I'm going to help with the carpets, you know, fucking clean carpets. Not that I really wanted to do that, but, you know, like, fucking hell.
But your mum's your mum, innit, man?
Well, this is it, innit? You know, family's family.
Your dad's not there anymore, taking care of her.
Exactly.
Probably spent, I don't know, I can't speak for you, but that obligation to sort of take care of the man.
That's it, innit? Because if your mum's not there, fucking hell, what you know what I mean?
We're not entertaining that.
Yeah, that's it, innit?
Because I lost my dad to a heart attack, and it's like, now my mum's like the main G that's left. I remember my previous partner was like, but who would you choose? And I was like, you don't want to know. You don't want to ask that question, darling. Stupid innocence day.
Yeah, exactly.
Wipe my ass and then you can
exactly, bro.
change my nappies and then we'll talk. So go on. So you decided to sort of, so your dad's had issues with alcohol.
Yeah.
I imagine that's played out in that family household. It's like you said, it grew.
Yeah, it grew over years.
My dad used alcohol as a crutch as well. One of the reasons why he, lovely person, but struggling to deal with reality, so they're using the medication that they're provided with, which is bullshit, alcohol or cigs or shit, fast food, whatever. We've all got a million addictions we can use to suppress how we feel. So you're seeing that probably getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that for you? Are you is it feeling a bit unsettled in yourself because of it? Like,
yeah, I mean, every time, like every weekend, it would be like, as it got to the peak of it anyway, it'd be like, he'd open a can and me and my sister would go upstairs straight away.
So you knew?
Because we knew that he'd either start saying something about just bullshit. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's like, just like, and then it gets to points where then it gets a physical, and then that's when it's like, no, it's not right. You know, you can't be shouting at my mum or whatever. And we'd hear it all upstairs, you know.
Did that ever result in you having it out with your dad, or was it?
No, just that one moment where.
So that was when it.
That was it. Basically, my mum was like, Arachai, like scream my name, and I ran downstairs, and he had the knife on her throat like this, like behind her. And I just, like 15, and I just, something came in me, man, like, and like spirit, like a fire, and I grabbed him, and I flung him across the living room. It literally flew. And I was like, what the, like is that me? Like, yeah, I was like, literally, and he just went, like, literally, and I just dragged him out the house, locked the door, and he started trying to smash the windows in and everything. Really? Like, he's just on a mad thing.
Just like a red mist.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Proper
letting
fire,
all
anger.
the pain within him coming out unskillfully.
Pretty much. And so that was that, bro. And then didn't see him for like 12 years. And like I said, it kind of come full circle where I'd accepted things in my life about 3 years ago now. And then kind of come to the point where I was like, I don't want to die not see my dad, actually. So then I messaged him off Facebook and I just said, hi, Papa, hope you're well. It'll be good to see you one time, you know what I mean? And then he was like, yeah, it'll be good to see you. And then since then it was kind of built this relationship and
Still your dad, innit, at the end of the day.
Exactly, innit? This is it.
It's a horrible thing to happen.
Yeah.
But if we can't forgive people for the worst thing they've ever done, we're all fucked.
Exactly, bro. This is it.
We're not just the worst moment.
Yeah, exactly. Innit, bro? And I come to that point in myself and it was like, yeah, I can go to him, I can look him in the eyes and I can say, I love you, truly,
Well, that's true love, it's unconditional, isn't it?
Exactly,
like
bro,
the
innit?
Unconditional love, that divine feminine essence that runs through everybody's cells. It only doesn't turn up when it doesn't feel safe to.
Yes.
So if you don't feel safe with the other person to be your authentic self with them, then of course you're going to block up to them. And that's where you can't be present with how they make you feel. So the love can't go to those parts. And you've clearly decided to sit with your shit.
Yeah.
Which is meditation with Michael condoned. It's what I teach people to do. Like just sit with it and everything will come back.
Yeah,
so
that's it,
we'll go to there. I want to come back to, so you're now helping out with the carpet business.
Yes.
So you've abandoned PE and art.
Yeah, so abandoned all that, kind of just, went straight into grafting, basically, cleaning people's carpets. And it was hard in the beginning. There wasn't much work and it was like winter time and my mum didn't have a website and certain things. It was that time things were coming in. Facebook was kind of... So then I kind of got on all that, I was like, right, we're going to make a website, we're going to make a promo video, we're going to get a Facebook page, and then it took off, more.
I could do with you. Yeah. You come and help me afterwards.
Past life, that, bro. No, I'm a musician now. No.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. And, so it kind of took off in a good way, and then that kind of supported my journey. Like, I probably did about a year or two, and then it was like, right. And then... No, did about a year, and then my mum was like, I want to go to India.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to take you and Blouse, and I want to go for like 3 months or 2 months or something.
What's your sister called?
Blousey.
Blousey?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mum's called Diane. So then we went to India, and that was like, I was 16 and Blousey was about 13 or something, or 12. And mum just went backpacking, South India, Karnataka, Goa, Hampi, all the Kerala, all the beautiful spots, Gokarna.
How was that for you?
Oh man, that just opened it up then. That was like, obviously at the time.
Is this a moment?
For all of us, I think.
We've been grafting at carpet.
Yeah.
Dad's not here anymore.
Exactly. Mum's on these tablets.
Mum's like, right, I'm going.
I need a new, a recalibration.
The chapter just needs to be turned.
Literally. And she came off all the medication on that trip.
Yeah, man.
Like, we read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you've
read
heard of it. Yeah. Robert
Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki. The Japanese-American guy. Yeah. And we got a plan in our head of like, right, we're going to go back to England. I'm going to work graft and I'm going to buy houses and rent them out, and then use the mortgage, the equity to buy another house. And I keep moving the mic.
For those who aren't watching the video, my eye just switched. Like, stop knocking me mic. Yeah.
He's like, this will be a story. Like next pod, you'll be like, yeah, I had this one guy who just kept touching the mic, man. Like,
I get it a few times.
I bet you do.
Like, there was one where I hadn't tightened it properly with this girl called Nikki Cohen. She runs loads of great events in Manchester, and I can see it just. I hadn't tightened, so the mic's just slowly going further down, and I'm watching the episode back with my previous partner, and I'm just like, and every time I'm like, just let it go, mate, let it go, and it's fine.
That's it.
Go on, you carry on with your story.
Yeah. So we had this idea anyway to build. So we could travel. That was the goal, to be free, basically, not to become a millionaire. It was to be financially free so that I could be in India and live off the rent or whatever. And anyway, we did it, got 3 houses, and the plan was 10. But got to that point, and then I was like, I don't want to be in this system. I'm like, fucking, accountants, mortgages, banks, contracts, getting new mortgages, all this, putting everything on. And I was just like, you know what? I don't really want to be this.
Heavy on you just talking about it. Yeah.
And it was like, actually, I don't want to be, my goal is to be out of this system, but this is just dragging me in to try and get out. But actually,
you can't get out using the thing you want to
I mean, you could do, I feel, and people do it, but it's not the way I wanted to go, Okay. And then anyway, ended up, getting rid of those. And then I invested in my van, my instruments, went traveling. So we
started getting into the music then, have we?
So, this was, when was this again? Sorry.
You were in India, you decided you were going to get the properties, you started doing the properties.
Yes, so then...
we haven't mentioned finding love for music yet.
Yes, so this was when I was 16, so I'd come back, I grafted until I was about 19. That was it. The 3 years there, saved some money, grafted working cleaning 10 houses a day, like getting in at 9 o'clock at night, dark, stinking of piss and shit because it's people's fucking animals and that. And then, and then...
I thought you just hadn't had time to go toilet.
I'm not joking.
Just wore a nappy, didn't have time for a break.
And then when I was 19, that's when I went to Nepal alone.
Right.
And that was my first trip alone. And
how was that?
That was amazing. And I was only had a month in my head, and then it just went on for a year and a half of traveling. It started in Nepal, climbed to Everest base camp, and that was sick. I was only 19 and just in the Himalayas, whoa, this is mad. Seeing all the temples, all the villages, and then.
Because you've had this link to the sacred already.
Yes, I feel it was always there, yeah.
And you think you manifest what you put your energy into, but your energy only goes what you're focusing on. That's why people who focus on what they don't want manifest more of it.
Exactly.
That's where your energy's for going, isn't it? So you've clearly had this focus on summers, and you've manifested the Himalayas.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. And then I went to Thailand after that. And then that's when I went back to the village for the first time.
Sorry.
Yes. If there's any more here.
Shit, Max. Go on.
There we go, lad.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Man. Carry on.
Yeah, and then I went back to my village, where my dad's from, without telling my dad and not seeing my dad for, I think it was 7 years now. And then, so I just rocked up. I knew where it was though, and I knew the name of the village. Okay. And it's in the sticks, called Ban Khao, which means house of rice, because everyone's a rice farm around there, So anyway, rocked up at the village. I was a bit hippie, I had rips in my t-shirt, my hair was long. Rocked up at my grandma's house. My grandma opens the door, she's like, "Wait, I can't fully communicate with her, but I got what she was saying, and she was like, what's going on with your life? You need to sort it out." Yeah. She's like, "Pai what? Go to the temple." That was the first day I'd seen her in 7 years. Yeah. Go to the temple. She knew.
You're a mess.
Yeah, basically, I needed to find something, I needed a bit of guidance, and I did.
We don't get ritualized into manhood.
Exactly, innit, bro?
There's no more ceremony into this transition. It's just, you're a man now, go and have a drink.
Literally.
It's what do you mean? What's a man?
Innit, bro? Literally. So I went there, and at the time, my uncle was a monk in the temple, so I went to him. And I said, my dad's so and, you're my uncle. And then he was like, oh. And then he kind of looked at me and was like, oh, you're different, you've had a different life, and are you interested in Buddhism? The first 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I am. He had his friend on the phone translating the whole conversation. And then he was like, oh, well, you can
Google Translate then.
Not really. It was easier to just do the person, I think. No ChatGPT or anything like that.
Kids would be like, what?
Yeah. And then I ended up just staying that night at the temple, and ended up being there a few weeks, actually. And then being immersed in the Buddhism and chanting every day. I was reading mantras off books and...
How was that?
That was awesome, bro. Yeah. It was a beautiful experience to just be sat there, and there was only about 7 monks in the temple, and you would just sweep up every morning, do chores. You can't use electric after 12 o'clock. You can't cook after then. So all the food that you have is like offerings from people.
Why can't you?
Just there's probably certain like philosophies behind it, but I didn't go that deep. But there were just the rules explained to me, and I was like, oh, fair enough. I'll try that out.
House.
Yeah, kind of thing. That's it, innit? Kind of. Yeah. So it was just like that, and then that kind of realigned me a bit, and then I just kept traveling after that. Went to Mongolia, all different
you said
stuff.
Realigned. What felt like it was out of line?
I think something in my spirit. More than even me being conscious of what was, I was just on this journey to find something.
And how was it manifesting then?
It was manifesting in me going to these places and going to Nepal and then just keep... Yeah, and it had been built up, I'd say, over the years, like through childhood and not feeling that connection. And then, going to look for it in a way and going to be like, well, if it's not here, it must be out there, right? And then... finding something, but then realising, you come full circle anyway, and it's always here anyway. But I needed that to see that, it was like that, bro. And then that was the first time travelling, and then I come back, work like 6 months, and then I went again, did another year, 2 years.
So you said work 6 months, you went out on the properties?
That was grafting. That was back carpets because my mum was kept the business, and then my sister then had gone on to the carpets because it's like a family business by now. We've got a website, it's good money and can support our family. So my sister was there, and when I'd come back, I'd just work a few days and then earn my money. And then I went back. The next trip I went to Jamaica.
How was that?
Spent 2 months there. That was awesome, man. Met the Rastas and just really immersed there with the music. And
so we're getting into the music now.
Not fully yet, to be honest with you. This was still discovery mode, which is mad. Because I must have been... I was about 20 then, so then I went there, and then, in Kingston, there's like reggae parties every day, and it's in a different spot.
What's a reggae party look like?
Man, it's like a load of Rastas. I mean, it depends where it is, but... There's like Kingston Dub Club, which is on the hill, and then all the Rastas are there, like 150 people, all full like Rasta outfits, everything, man, like chalices out, like bamboo bongs, everything, massive joint, people walking around with...
Bong,
they call them steamers out there. And
so everyone was steaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back in England.
but and then the music, it was like a prayer, man. And now they danced to it, now they chanted. It was like, it reminded me of being in church and like back in childhood, the Catholic school, and singing the hymns. But it was more like enthusiastic and more colourful and more spirit, like evoked.
Spirit was actually flowing.
Yeah, it felt like that. Yeah, it felt a bit more like that.
Corridor, it's like, just go on.
That's it, and the people are dancing, and that's the prayer.
Well, I told you that I did. I could do those meditation journeys, like like immersive meditation stories. One of them was Return to Zion, which was all about coming to remembering Jah. Like, it was like my cultural appreciation of the Rastafari movement, the fact that it comes through the reggae and that. And I thought that'd make a mint journey. So I can see how you mean it's like prayer, because if I can't really have hectic music in a meditation journey. So like their music, I don't know, it always spoke to me. Not just the words, but like you say, it's like the vibration.
The frequency.
There's something about it that really has always called to me. So
that's it,
I kind of get an image, but I just want you to paint it.
And it, I feel like it was born out of like seeing the system and like a rebelness, that's the essence of reggae music. I feel like to talk about the current situations and what's
talk about Babylon, and what's creating it.
And so that's the essence of this music, which is literally empowering. It's rebel music. It's soul rebel. You're a soul rebel when you listen to this music, because your soul is a vibration, and you're taking these vibrations that are making us see this life for what it is, really. Instead of the wool that's being pulled over our eyes most of the time. So that was beautiful.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Are you saying that they don't care about us?
It's true, innit? No.
This isn't for my higher good.
And then, travelled all around Jamaica. That was awesome. And then I went to Nicaragua.
Graduate,
followed
okay.
my ex-girlfriend there, German girlfriend, and
That's why I ended up in Australia. That's how I got into ecstatic. I just followed Isabella. She's fit. She says we're gonna go dance and share in a circle. Sure.
yeah, that'll do.
So you were chasing a girl to Nicaragua?
Pretty much. Well, she actually came to Jamaica to meet me, and then she was like, "Oh, I've always wanted to go to Nicaragua." So I was like, "Oh, never really heard of it. Like, I didn't even know it was a country."
What's one of them?
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, like, I'd never really Central South America. Didn't look at it."
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, "Oh, let's go." Rocked up, and then it was like, this is interesting country. Like, very felt like you're in a them gang films where everyone's got like tattoos and skinheads. It's like that. You're like, oh shit, man, it's rough here. Like,
I went to Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It's like the other side's Haiti.
Yeah.
And, like, mate, we went to just go for a walk, and there's people walking with like shotguns on their shoulders and that, and I was like, yeah, let's go back.
full power in it, bro.
It's
Those
like,
places, man.
because you're used to like how it is in say Manchester or Bridlington, Hull, and it's just we don't even have guns.
Yeah.
Never mind seeing people casually walking around with them, like head tattoos, and like you say, like it's quite interesting. So, did you feel a bit like intimidated, or were you?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I actually got robbed there,
Oh,
and my passport, my money. We all got robbed. Actually, there was about 4 of us. We just slept on a beach on Ometepe, which is like a double volcanic island in a lake. So it's 2 volcanoes that meet on an island inside a lake.
That's mint.
Surrounded by bull sharks. It's the only lake in the world. Yeah.
I thought you were about to say surrounded by bullshit. I was like, what? It's surrounded by bullshit, man.
Literally, bro. It was a
bull
mad
sharks
place.
are all around.
Yeah,
That's mad. That.
And the reason why the bull sharks are in there, because it used to be connected to the ocean, and then obviously over time it's dried up, and then there's a thin line between the Pacific Ocean and Ometepe Lake, and then that's obviously got landlocked, and the sharks stayed there.
Okay.
And then this howler monkey's there, so you're rocking up on this boat, you're seeing these 2 volcanoes, sharks in the water, and then you just hear these like and it's like sunset, and you're like, where the fuck am I going? Like, is this like Jurassic Park shit? Like, I'm like, oh man, like something's gonna happen here. And lo and behold, my girlfriend cheated on me on this island in front of me.
In front
Yeah,
of you?
it was mad, bro. It was a mad
audacious,
island.
that.
It brought up a lot. First time taking acid
Okay.
with her. First time got robbed altogether.
What was that? Did somebody just...
Yeah, so we went on the beach and just like slept as you do, and then we woke up and then all our bags were just gone, and we was like,
Also, it wasn't
shit.
like at gunpoint.
It wasn't like a bad, it was just like
casual.
Yeah,
Dead
like some
sly.
locals just seen us and been like,
Yeah, that's mine. That.
classic. Like, it was just like cha-ching
it's like-
when the sun goes down, I know where I'm off. Like,
you snooze, you lose.
yeah. And then we were all just like, oh shit. So we had to make our way back to the
Was it anything important?
capital. I mean, just money and passport, you know.
Oh, only that.
Yeah.
Only that. Fair enough.
So pretty much, yeah. We took
Wait,
her
she cheated on you in
Yes.
front of you. What? So you're gonna have to let us. What the
So
fuck?
yeah, it was a mad one, bro. It was a really. I can't really. I still don't really know, but basically, she come to Jamaica, then I went to Nicaragua with her, and then we'd made our way down to this island, and then that's where we were on like this hippie commune thing.
Right.
That's where it all turns. No, I'm joking. When it starts
polygamous
saying free
hippies.
love. No, I'm joking.
Love and light. Oh, is it? Yeah. Not with my girl.
But I was just a young boy. She was a bit older than me, and I was probably, I was in love with her. And then I feel like,
Were you a bit wet behind the ears?
yeah, got took for a ride, but it was a good lesson.
Arachai, like,
Yeah, I love you. And then there was this like Argentinian guy that came, and we all did acid together. And then something like happened. I don't know if it was the acid or what. And then she just started talking about him, like, like when I speak to him, I feel like he's like an alien and all, like real random shit. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, what? But because you love someone, you just go along with it, don't you?
Yeah, all right.
And then anyway, one day I just see him like kissing, and I'm just like hugging and kissing, and then I'm just like, like my heart just sunk. Obviously, you're like, what the fuck? And then, but also I kind of just observed it for a while, because you're in this setting of like at a festival.
Was it like surreal?
Yeah, it was like being at a conscious festival, this commune, fires, pizzas, music, and you're just there at the festival, let's say, and then you just sit. Yeah, and I just sat there like, how can someone fucking do that? You know what I mean? And then And then it went on for a bit. And then at one point, I just had enough, after like literally a week. Because I was also like, are they going to say something? I'm not going to be like, what's going, you've got to fucking come and tell me if you're doing,
I'm too hot
playing this bullshit.
I must have some sort of like Latin blood in me, mate. I'd have already been over straight away. What's going What the fuck?
Maybe I should have done that
You're
because
like-
I had to do that anyway
You're
because
pretty
that's what happened.
was
Because
it?
at the end I was like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, do you love me or do you love him? And then she's like, I started crying and then she was like, well, I love you and I love him. And I was like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
not
that'll
having this
do.
bullshit. I'm off. So
I don't share.
Yeah. I know sharing's caring, but not.
Yeah. You must be a patient guy though.
Yeah.
I know there's some listeners going, hey, I would have been waiting a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Michael's the name, meditation is the game, and Meditation with Michael has now launched its very own website. Everything I'm doing is going to be on there. From meditation classes, which you can join in person, catch up if you missed one, or just join online from the comfort of your own home. One-to-one sessions. We've got loads of freebies like the chakra meditations, and we've also got a new 10-day beginners course. So if you really want to build that strong foundation, I've suffered with anxiety, depression, suicidal tendencies. I've lost family members. I've been an addict, unhealthy relationships coming out my ears. Meditation was the panacea. Learning how to sit with any sensation that arises really just helps you to master that patience, and those who master patience, well, they master everything else. So I want to pass that on. It is my purpose to alleviate my own suffering, show others how to do the same, and we can all live more peacefully. It sounds all right, that, doesn't it? So this website is a lovely little hub for you to find everything I'm doing, from the ecstatic dances to the floating meditation journeys. I'll put a link in the description. Go check out meditationwithmichael.co.uk and awaken the power within. Peace and love, guys.
And then, well, I did that, and then I was like, look, I'm off, you're all fucking mad, whatever. And then, but at that time, we would already got robbed, and I didn't speak Spanish, they could speak Spanish. And then they were like, look, we want to take you back to the capital, like, we can't just fucking leave you, it's like hundreds of kilometers away, and you don't even know where you're going. Yeah. And then she robbed me again, and then no, I'm joking. My heart, and then
Robbed his heart.
Yeah, and then so they took me back to the capital, which was nice, I felt. And then after that, I was like, goodbye, and then that was kind of it. And then I had I camped in the car park of the embassy. Well, it was actually a consulate. They didn't have an embassy. The nearest embassy was Costa Rica. And embassies is where you can print your passport. So they had to call the embassy there, and I had to talk to some guy and explain my story, and then that was all good. But I just slept in the car park, and then, after that, my mum paid for my flight out of Mexico. I had like $50 she sent me. And I had like 2 weeks in Mexico though, and I was like, let's just see how this is going to work, I was already on the floor, and I was like, life's going to work out.
Couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, I was like...
That's the good thing about rock bottom.
Yeah, that's it,
It doesn't
innit?
go any lower.
And I got to Cancun, and I just started, brushed my teeth in the airport, ate a biscuit for my breakfast, and then kind of just walked out the airport singing everything's going to be all right, and then stuck my thumb out, and then as soon as someone comes up, beautiful Mexican family, mother and daughter, hey, where are you going? And I'm like, beach, I don't know, yeah. And then they were like, okay, beach. come in. And then I was like, cool, I got in, and then they were like, the first thing they said, they like turned around, they were like, but one thing we have to ask, are you gringo? Like, are you American? And I was like, gringo? And then they were like, American? And I was like, no, I'm from England and Thailand. And then they were like, oh, we love England people. Like, they don't like Americans in Cancun because of the spring break. And, it's like...
Okay. Was it spring break?
Yeah, drinking. And the locals are probably like, get out of my town now, So that was the best question.
Well, Arachai, chill to the beach.
Yeah.
Beach will do.
And I got there anyway, dropped me off. And then I'm walking, and then I see him again next to me, and then I'm like, oh, hello, final goodbye. And then I see him again, and then I'm like, and then the bib, and then and I'm like, okay, and I'll go, are you all right? And we're thinking, you can actually stay at our house,
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay, then that'll be nice. Saves me trying to find somewhere, I only got $50 anyway, it's not going to last me long in Cancun anyway, Got to their house, fucking security guards like there, fucking like gates and shit. And I was like,
Really?
oh shit, man, I hit the jackpot. No, I'm joking. No, it was beautiful, and they cooked like quesadillas for me, bro, like proper, like with a cactus inside and everything, cheese and bread. And
You're like down at the bottom, so you're like...
Bro, it was proper, like, you know, I really remember those times and still have contact with them.
Oh dear.
Areli, the daughter's called. Alexia, one of them's called. They took me out to some clubs and that. It was really cool.
Yeah, man.
And then that was like a week, and then I had a week left, so I said, oh, can you take me to Tulum? Well, the hippies are or whatever. So I went down there and they dropped me off on a beach, and I ended up just staying there for like 3-4 nights by myself in a tent, you know, not much food, just water and the stars and the beach, and it wasn't anyone's land, it was just on the beach, bit past Tulum. And then I got a bit bored, you know, I was like, right, let's see what's around, you know, there must be some cool things happening. So I started hitchhiking, and then someone took me to the town Tulum, away from the beach, and I got to this like hostel, kind of like a house run by a Czech guy, and it was full of artisans, like macrame people, musicians that were on the street busking. Then they'd go there, and that's where they'd stay. But from Argentina, Mexico, like that's when I first saw how these artisans actually travel, especially in South America. Like, and then they all put their stuff out on the floor, and that's how they make the money. And then I was like, huh, this is cool. Right? And then in that place, that's where I met a shaman from America, and he made his own DMT.
A gringo.
Yeah. And he made his own DMT from the plants.
Okay.
And he'd been there like 16 years and all this. And
For people who don't know what a DMT is,
yes, it's I don't know the official
diamethyltryptamine
or whatever, but
what he said.
Basically, it's a very psychedelic compound that's found in certain plants, and we release it when we're born and we die and when we dream sometimes. I think that's it.
Tiny little doses, and
Tiny
when
little
people
doses.
make it, they make it in
Stronger,
far more
yes,
concentrated, a far higher dose.
Yeah.
And it's also known as the spirit molecule.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
We're not telling you to try it.
Yeah. This is not financial advice. No, spiritual advice.
If you are called and it's legal. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was it for you?
Yeah, so I mean, it was pretty mad, because basically I said, look, I don't have any money, you know, and then he started trying to like promote and saying, you know, they're only £10 a ceremony, and I was like,
10 quid?
Yeah, I was like, $10 or something, and I was like, I'm sorry, man, like, I don't have money, you know, I've just been robbed in Nicaragua. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry, man, like, he's about 60, you know, he was like, oh, well, you never know, like, some guy might come in, like a richer person, and pay for your ceremony, you know, and I was like,
Good American accent, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I thought that too. I didn't practice that in a long time. And then I was like, that's not going to happen. I've got like 3 days left, you know, and then I'm off, you know, like, no chance. Next day comes in with this guy, old English hippie, Jeff. And then the shaman comes up to me, he's like, you've got a free ceremony today? And I was just like, oh. And I was like, oh, am I ready for this? Like, actually on it.
Jeff turned up. Take the Jeff, I'll pay for it. Like, oh, okay.
And anyway, I just went along with it. I was young, you know, I was about 20. And then my Mexican friend came with me. He was only like 18. And anyway, went to the jungle in a cenote, they call them, which is like a cave with blue water. And that's where we did it. And he said, right, I'm going to pass the pipe round, then I'm going to do the sacred tongue, the chanting. And I was like, yeah, cool, all right, whatever, man. So I sat there, and then the lake's like, the water's about 3 meters away, and then it kind of drops in, and I'm sat here, Jeff's like sat there, my Mexican friend's here, and then the shaman's like stood up. We take 2 puffs, and then it's like all this stuff, and then all these colours are coming for me, like, whoo, like, it felt like a peacock. Kaleidoscopic colours, like, leaving my body, and it felt like I was going somewhere. And then in this time, I had like this ruffling, like leaves. And then my Mexican friend kind of hit me, and he's like, hey, Ari. He's like, what the fuck? And then Jeff's there next to me. He's like, having like an epileptic fit, but he's hitting his head on the rocks.
This is the guy who paid it for you.
Yeah, and he's like 70. He's fucking bleeding on his head already, going like this on the floor though.
Probably
like
shouldn't have had rocks near.
Like laid down though, like this, and he's going. you know, and then the shaman goes, like full on, like,
yeah, I've seen it.
going into it, and I was just like, I was like, what the fuck, like, and then my Mexican friend's just like, and then I'm like, well, you know, like, okay, and then I swear down on my life that he just like went into the water like a snake, like he was on his back, and he like literally.
This is Jeff.
This is Jeff,
The 70-year-old man.
Yeah, and he went like that on his back. So he went like, you know, it was like literally like a fucking exorcism, bro. I'm not even joking.
I know you're not.
And he went and he just twisted in, and I was just like, and then the shaman just followed him like, and then I was just like, what the fuck? So I ran up to the water, and he's just under it, and the blood's just going like that, and he's just like floating like that, and the blood just. And it's crystal blue water, but it's beautiful. But then you just get this, and then my Mexican friend is just like holding his head, like, what the fuck? The shaman's there going, like full on screaming.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the shaman, we need to fucking help him. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like screaming in his face.
Okay.
And then he's just not there. He doesn't even hear
Do you
me.
think he's like dying?
I thought someone needs to help him, basically.
He's in bad state.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking blood on his head. He's under the water.
He's
it's a bit
moving
like
a fucking
he's like
snake
70, you know.
from
It's
the
a bit
back.
like, yeah. And then so I was kind of trying to, and then he wasn't listening to me. So I actually jump in the water at this point, and I'm holding him, and he's just bleeding on me, you know. And I'm just like, Jeff, I'm like, and all I could say was love. And I was like, I give you love, man. Like, you're gonna be all right. Like, you're gonna be all right. And I wanted him to be all right, genuinely. And then he come back, however long, I don't even know, and he was like, am I back to earth? And I was like, yeah, you're back, bro, we've got you. And he was like, thank you. He was like, thank you, you were the white light, you were the angel. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and I got him out. My Mexican friend's just like, what the fuck? We got him out, and then Mexican friend's like, I'm off, like, these guys are crazy, like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know these guys.
Had you done it yet?
No, it's his first time.
Had you not even had the DMT?
I'd done it,
Oh,
yeah.
you
So
did have it,
that's
you
when
did
the
have
colours
it.
were coming. But that sobering moment, I think, just my mate hitting me
embodied.
there, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
seeing that just sobered me up. Or I still question it, you know, and be like, was that the trip? But coming to the end. We ran back to the hostel, me and my Mexican friend, and we was like, these old guys are fucking mad. Like, don't know what the fuck they're on, man. Like, we got back to the hostel, told everyone.
You ain't ready for that level.
Yeah. And then everyone just started laughing at us like, we told you not to go with the crazy shaman. And then I was just like, well, I can't understand Spanish, you know.
No comprende.
yeah, exactly. No entiendo, amigo. And then, anyway, they come back about half an hour after us. And he had this massive bump on his head. So for me, that was like confirmation. I was like, that did happen. Like, because I was fucking
Just
like,
too
was this
surreal.
trippy? Yeah, I was just like, what?
sweaty in it, so you've
Yeah.
not,
Like,
right.
And
Had
then,
you done any psychedelics before?
well, I'd done the week before, or about 2 weeks before, the LSD,
Right,
Californian,
yeah, you said, yeah.
which was also
that was
a
like
full
your first
trip.
sort
That
of
was, I did mushrooms before a few years ago in Indonesia, but not like, I mean, that was a trip, but not like a full, like, you
Not
know.
that.
Yeah, not that.
Not snakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Snake back over it.
And anyway, I got back and I said to Jeff, are you all right, man? Like, yeah. And then he was like, yeah, I feel amazing. Like, I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. Like, thank you for helping me on the
That
journey.
was just surface level. He'd
Yeah,
cleansed some
exactly.
deeper shit,
Something happened and I was just like, huh. And then I went to the shower and said, what's that about, man? Like, what the fuck? You could have died, like, you know? And then he was like, he kind of was a bit like, took a bit of I think, offense to me saying that, because he was like, oh, that was nothing, man. Like, I deal with exorcism, you know, got in his ego a bit. I was like, oh, I do exorcisms, and, you know, it was just a bad spirit attached onto him that needed to be released in the water. And I was like, okay, that could make sense. And I was like, and then he was like, but I've got something that, you know, will make you feel better. And I was like, oh, what's that? I've got some opium. And I was like, all right then, fuck it. You know, I've already gone this far, you know. So I saw the opium and then fucking woke up like a full 36 hours later, like, everything's great.
Knocked
you know,
you-
just like,
knocked you completely
literally,
out.
bro, ultimate pain relief. And so that was
that's why
that.
people like it, innit? At the end
Literally,
of the day.
bro, blocks out everything more
Really?
than
What
anything.
was that like?
It was great at that time, actually, because I think I was thinking of a lot of stuff and like, what's this? Or,
it
and
got rid of all the
yeah,
overwhelm.
and just like made me just shut off and
Didn't
sleep.
matter what the rest was.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
Shut down, have a break,
Yeah.
have an off.
That's it.
Again, we're not condoning opium.
No, not condoning any of these substances.
This is just Arachai's experience.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that was that, and then I flew back to England after that. But that was one tripping.
I feel like we need to cleanse this, mate.
Yeah.
For those who can't
That's a
see, I'm
good
doing the
idea.
new Agua de Florida spray.
Oh, it's lovely, that, man.
In meditation with Michael's store now.
Link in description.
So we've had that mad experience.
Yeah.
And then did we do anything else in Mexico?
That was about it. And then I went home. And then, after that, it was like, even coming back in a way more lost.
Well, that's what I think happens when you first have these moments which shake your systems to the point that your core truths are like, what the fuck is everything? Like at first you got to have that sort of discombobulating moment where you're not grounded in this new reality.
Exactly.
It stretched you beyond what you were used to. So you've gone out of your comfort zone, now in the discomfort zone.
Yeah, literally.
And it's about learning, no, that was reality.
Yeah.
And I know a bit more now. I've seen a bit more. And that's why these people who psychedelic hop, next thing, you're fucking with your mind, man. Your body's not had a chance to process and integrate the lessons.
Yeah.
You're just going, like we said, you're looking for the next source outside yourself that can solve it. And the master medicines aren't to be
That's it, innit?
used in that way, are they?
Respected.
So like the fact that you've gone home and you're feeling a bit discombobulated, how was that for you then?
Yeah, it was all right. I feel like having a good family's always helped me, mum and sister, and that place to come back to. And I could always,
that thread you can always hang on
that's
to.
it. And I can always share with them everything what I've just
So it's
spoke
quite
about.
close.
So
Well, your mum was getting down to your tunes and she's like, Papa, like, I was like, that's cute, that. Because my mum comes to all my, not the dances, she won't come to the dances, but she comes to like the journeys and the classes, the workshops.
Oh, that's cool.
So you had your family, they sort of, how long were you feeling a bit?
Probably a few months, and then I kind of just booked a flight to India after that.
Okay.
And then that's when the music came and
Right,
everything.
so the
You know,
music,
that's when it came.
Almost an hour in, and the
Holy
music. Here's the thing, though. That's why I like people to get to know that. Like they might like you for your music, they might like Antama or Kushni Love, Carry Tree, whatever. But there's a person who what led to this. If you love the art, what led to the art? I always love the story, man. Like so, you've gone to India, and we're finally finding the music.
Yes.
Do tell.
Yes. So, on that journey, India, and then didn't know how long I was going to be there, and then kind of found a teacher, a djembe teacher in Goa, in Arambol, called Dov. And I ended up staying with him for about 2 months, learning djembe and percussion and rhythm, and then just fell in love with it and had that connection straight away with the drum.
So did you feel like it was natural then?
With the djembe, it
That's
was
what
like...
Kushni was saying. He was saying it was literally like, it wasn't like he'd learnt something, he remembered how to play it.
Yes, exactly.
So that's how it was
like
for
remembering.
you then. Okay.
Yeah, especially with
that?
the djembe. Yeah, it was beautiful, and it made sense. It all like aligned, because it was like, well, yeah, my grandma's like half African. I've got this African in
Makes
me, you know.
sense.
Yeah, of course. Like, not that anyone that doesn't have, but it, like we're saying, just the lineage of things
Well, the
have some
djembe
sort of
is an African
yeah,
drum, like,
West African.
You know,
yeah.
like I said, I do those trips. Well, they're all at a place in town that I was telling you about called Transmute Studio. They sponsor this actually, and they have a whole djembe selection, and they have classes every week. West African drumming classes, and then people do West African dancing to the drummers, and it's. But there is something about the djembe.
Yeah.
There's different drums you can use, like, and I just always found that was the one that.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool, isn't
I'm
it?
still trying to learn the difference between a tap and a slap. No, is that right? Tone?
Tone and slap.
Tone and slap, that's it. Yeah, so we've got bass, tone, slap, and I always just tone and slap are the same thing still right now. But for you, it's come naturally.
Yes, yeah,
So
it did then, yeah, and well, still does, I feel. And after that, I kind of bought a synthetic djembe and then just travelled with it, put my clothes inside it, and that was my backpack, you know, for about a year and a half, and I just jam with anyone and everyone in airports, bus stations, like busk on the street, and just for the music, you know, just to connect, and
So how was it being like that then?
That was beautiful. That was just living free and young, wild and free in a way, you know. And then at that time as well, I went to Nepal. I spent 6 months in India and then 5 months in Nepal. And then that's where I picked up the macrame, which is the jewellery. I also make jewellery with crystals and
okay.
So, yeah.
Coming soon to the meditation. You never know. Let's check it out.
So they kind of came at the same time, you know, the music and the art. So it was like,
what are your jewellery you making then?
I make like macrame, like weaving with crystals in. Yeah.
Do we have one?
Pieces here. I've got some up.
Upstairs, we'll show people. We show people.
Yeah, so yeah, that's another beautiful art form, and
we'll put all the links that people can find at the end anyway.
Nice.
So anyone who's interested in seeing an Arachai made, what you say, it's like
it's weaving, with string and crystals, basically to hold them in place.
I'll have a little look after the show.
That is, and then started just making stuff for people. People started randomly asking me, and then come back to England after about a year and a half again. And then I just started like busking on the street in Hull and selling my jewellery on the floor, like as the artisans do, because I had a teacher from Chile also in this time.
Yeah.
And he taught me silversmithing. So I learnt silver, but I connected more to the weaving anyway. But I learnt that and come back here and he told me how to live on the street in a way and how to sell, you know. And so I did that, made some money, good money. And then that paid for my next trip. And I was a bit lost again. And then my mum was like, why don't you go to New Zealand? And I was like, isn't that where like first time travellers go? You know, like I've been all these, you know, a bit in my ego. Like
Nicaragua again.
Yeah, you know, all this cool. But then I was like, you know, that sounds true actually.
I mean, I don't know, New Zealand sounds, like, I think because I like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And I lived in Australia and I was like, I should have gone to
it is magical, man.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh, man. So I went there and then ended up staying 3 years there. Yeah.
Oh, so you 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
You must have
about 6, 7 years ago now.
You must have that story.
Yeah, so, I mean, first day I just started busking on the street, selling my jewellery, and then someone just come up straight away like, do you make these, bro? And I was like, yeah. And then I had my silver and that. And he was like, can I have this one, that one, that one, that one? And I was like, yeah, man, it'll be like $400. And he was like, yeah, sweet, bro. And then he went to the ATM, just got the money out and paid me. And I was just like, first day, literally.
First day.
Packed up my shit, went back to the hostel, told the people, like, just made $400. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, I have to pick fruit, or I have to work in a bar, and you just get and all this. And it was really cool. And then...
Yeah, but that was your art. It's a bit different.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Yeah. And then, another day goes by and I was selling also. I didn't really know where I was going. I just rocked up. I didn't do any research. And then set my stuff down. And then I see for the first time like a Maori guy with face tattoos. They call them tamaku. And full like face tattoos and real long dreads, grey dreads. He was like 70, man. He looked like Bob Marley, Maori Bob Marley, you know. And he's like walking like strong as fuck. Everyone's in suits and that. This is Queen Street, like the most office street in Auckland.
A little Bob vibe.
Yeah. People say that. Yeah.
You have got a little Marley vibe.
And he was just walking, you know. And I was like, fuck, this guy's different. And then he just like sat next to me and I was just sat here and there's people just walking past. I had my jewellery out. And he's just like looking at me and I'm just like, and he's just like, and I'm just like, okay, he's not saying anything. So I'm just like, just kind of doing my thing, like talking to some other people. And then he kind of whispers in my ear, he's like, I'm looking for something. And I'm just like, and I just kind of like go inside myself and then something's like, just go in on your bag, there's something in there. So I open my bag and I put my hand in there and I was like, yeah, that's it. So I go, that's for you, man. And then he just started crying, like bawling, like I found it, I'm free, like, I'm free now, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like,
you live quite a boring life.
Yeah. And it was this stone I'd found on our coast here, looked like an asteroid to me. I'd never seen, and I look at stones a lot, you know, so I was like, oh, this is different. Okay. And I made a necklace out of it and I took it there and that was the stone. And anyway, I just walked off and I'd never seen him again.
You just gave it him?
Yeah. But he said he was from Ngāpuhi tribe, which is the North tribes. And anyway, I ended up hitchhiking and blah, blah. And anyway, someone took me to this Maori guy's house, a carver, because they knew I was a jewellery maker. And this guy also had full tamokos called Petara. And yeah, he did like this crazy healing, like energetic healing, mad carvings, like amazing man, like the best most inspirational man I've ever met in my life.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. And
What were they called?
he was called Petra. His wife was called Karen. Yeah. And in the north of New Zealand, they're part of a tribe called Ngāti Hene. Petra's passed on now to the other realm. Okay. But yeah, I ended up actually staying with him for about 2 years, him and his family, and learning carving.
It was deep then.
Yeah, and going to their temples, they're called marais, and seeing all their carvings, and yeah, just seeing how they live as a tribe and how they do things as a community, and it's really inspiring, you know.
Is there anything that you learned from that time that you can pass on?
Yeah, I mean, they have the temples called, what did I just say? They're called Whare.
I was listening.
No, that's house. Sorry. Oh no, I've just forgot the word. They've got their temples anyway.
We know what temples are.
Yeah. And basically inside they've got all these carvings and the photos of all the deceased ancestors, like hundreds of photos, bro. It's pretty trippy. And these tribe anyway that I was with, they would do this, like, they call it Wananga, which is like a spiritual meeting, basically, every like Sunday. And basically you come with all your offerings, like massage, they call it miri over there, massage, crystal healing, music, whatever, and you sit in the temple under the carvings, all the ancestors are watching, and you've got your own stations, and basically they just offer the healing to whoever needs it for free in that time, and it's that's how they do things on a Sunday, you know. And that was fucking beautiful, man.
Just community.
Yeah. And no money, it's £10 for this massage,
I'll
you
give
know.
you that for this. It's just,
yeah,
you're part of the community. Why wouldn't
this
I
is
help
it.
you?
Literally.
That's lovely.
So that was really inspiring to me, and it was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, they're so strong. They know another good one that I really got inspired by was how they know they call it whakapapa, which is lineage. Okay. So they know their ancestors. And every kind of kid is taught to know, like, at least far back, you know.
That'd be cool, man. Because I never knew my granddad on my dad's side. He never even knew his dad, so we don't know any of that side. I never knew the gran. Yeah. I only ever knew my gran and granddad, and I only know their mum and dad. I don't know them that well, so it's like, I wonder, I am curious. So they're actually taught that. They're
taught that, and what they did, the name, how they lived. Because this family that I was with, Petra, his daughter Laken, she was only 17. She could tell me her ancestors like 8 generations back. So like almost 1,000 years. You know, literally, oh, this is my great-great-grandmother. She's called Hine, blah, blah, blah. She lived here and she did this. And it's like, whoa, how the fuck do you know that? Like, to know your ancestors like that, man, that's power, you know, because you know where you come from, man, and that's your roots into the earth, energetic, innit? You know, that's your energetic.
You know, the vibrations that are flowing through you,
yeah,
echoing from the past,
literally,
rather than looking blindly.
Yeah, floating around without roots, and so that was.
I feel that a lot more in myself, wanting to know what my roots are more and more. I didn't really give a shit when I was a kid.
Yeah. I think you do as much as you as a kid, but as you get a bit older, you
get a bit deeper,
look into it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good times there. And then I actually met my ex-girlfriend there, who's kind of.
Did she get off with you in front of you as well? Some of Argentine, he's done his obligatory every half an hour mic hit.
Well, it's gonna have to be a padded one. This one next time.
Don't hit this mic. Don't hit this mic. Yeah.
And yeah, she got me into all the kind of the sound journeys and that. 'Cause she was a yoga teacher and.
Standard.
First did our conscious festivals in New Zealand, played at New Zealand Spirit Festival.
So you got good enough you're carrying your drum. You've been doing it for quite a few years now, haven't you? Have you picked up any other instruments or just the djembe?
Just the djembe at this time, but she already had her songs and so I was just accompanying her basically on the drums on a cajon and a djembe.
So you were the side act?
Yeah, I was, yeah. And it was good, man.
Less pressure then as well.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so she kind of got me into that, and then we bought a van together.
Okay.
Travelled a van for a year.
I like the van shout. So you can give me a few tips.
Yeah, North Island to South Island, travelled all that, West Coast.
Any stories that stand out?
Stories that stand out? In the van?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say... Yeah, there's a few, but I'd say a funny one is one time I was in place called Golden Bay, which is the top of the South Island, where all the hippies are. And
we're still in New Zealand at this point.
yeah, this is New Zealand. And we're in like a dock campsite, Department of Conservation. And we're the only people in there. And then some guy's like knocking on our door, on our window, and it's cold and that. So we're like, open it. And he's like, yo, man, do you want any weed? And I was like, yeah, well, what you got? You know, like, he's like, I've got some weed. I was like, well, I've only got $40 on me. And he was like, oh, well, I'll give you whatever for that. And I was like, all right, man. And he just started piling a pile of weed in the van, like an ounce. And I was just like,
40 quid?
Yeah, $40, 20 quid.
20 for a 20?
20. And I was just like, whoa.
You usually talk 2 or 3 spliffs, Matt.
And at that time, I was more stoner, you know, so it was like, fuck yeah.
You were buzzing.
So it was a good time, bro. Had some funny times, yeah, but nothing too crazy either. Just going to the campsite, staying a lot of time in nature.
Are you making money by doing
gigs?
music?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we'd have a gig every weekend.
And you're selling
or two.
a few jewellery
Selling
pieces
jewellery.
as well,
I had shops that I was in the north, like, and they'd give me commission and just send me the money. So I'd make like 20 pieces, give them to them, and then they'd put commission on and then just send me the money. So yeah, did that a while. And then COVID came and
everyone has this in the story.
Yeah.
Everyone's just swimming along and then COVID came.
Yeah,
everyone. So what happened?
Yeah, well, basically, I got a call off my sister one day crying in England. I'd been there for years. And then she's like, oh, I've had to send mum to the like psychiatric, like I've had to send her somewhere. And I'm like, fuck, like, oh. So she'd been like, basically she had a breakdown here during COVID. And yeah, was like tripping out, like didn't sleep for 4 days and said she'd killed me and stuff to blousey my sister, and my sister started getting worried, you know, so she had to call the psychiatric unit and get a section basically, voluntarily though. So that happened while I was there on that day, and then I was like, fuck, I've got to go home. Like, I really didn't want to. Like, during COVID, I was in paradise. I was living on land in a tiny house and doing our gigs, doing our music, you know. And
well, your mum's your mum.
this is it, innit, bro? So got the next flight, basically, and got to England, and yeah, was like, we need to get her out of there. So we got her out as fast as we could, and then as soon as she come out, I'd seen, like, she was like, I looked about 60, 70, you know, and I was like, fuck, like, great, and like, yeah, I was like, fuck.
Do you know what brought it on at all? Or was it probably an accumulation of different...
I feel it was accumulation, and there's a lot of stuff in everyone's life that some people haven't seen or talked about and looked over.
Well, that's her story, so we won't go
That's
into
it,
that.
innit? So, yeah, and... yeah, and in this time, Petra, who was my teacher, carving teacher, which is crazy, he was he was like a head of a psychiatric unit in New Zealand for Maori people, him and his wife. So every day I'd be in their house and they'd come back and they'd tell me stories of the work. Oh, this guy, yeah, he fucking done this today and we had to do this. And yeah, telling me their experiences of how they've got through things with people, you know, that are on meth and that are hearing the ancestors all the time, that can't explain things. So he was guiding me when I was home of how to get through this, you know.
That's a bit helpful, isn't
yeah. It? So it all lines up, you know, life, you know, everything's training for the next spot, I feel.
Well, it's like, oh, this horrible thing's turned up, but I just so happen to have exactly the right people and tools.
Exactly, innit?
As if it was provided serendipitously by something.
Yeah, and then he was like, you know, you need to take her to nature to balance her out, and then what's medication she on? I was like, she's on this, and he's like, right, that's okay for now, but after like a week or two, slowly wean it off, blah, 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 and all this. And I was like, yeah, okay. So we drove up to Skye, Isle of Skye, Hebrides, Scotland, and we camped near the fairy pools for like 2 weeks, which is the crystal blue waters from the mountains. And yeah, just ate food, just spent time with our mum, and she started coming back, balancing. And
were you a bit desperate when you first went into it?
Of course, yeah, man. You're like, you know, is she going to come back? You know, and like, you think you've lost your mum, and, you know, that's the person that holds the house, everything together, you know, and all that has. And
I suppose it's quite
scary.
a threat to the egoic structure of everything's been a certain way for so long. She's been a constant in your life, and all of a sudden that's been shaken.
Exactly.
So your whole psyche's technically been shaken, and plus you care.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So then that's been a journey since then, and that was about 4 years ago, I'd say, getting on 5. And since then, she's just been getting better and better. And we all have, and stuff's come up for all of us. And we've got closer by sharing our shit and sharing our traumas that's happened to us and things we didn't know about each other, And it's really made us closer together to be able to just live who we are, in a better way. That's it, really. Live more in your true, authentic self and in your light. And so we've been on that journey, bro, and that's took us to here. That was me coming back and then connecting with England, going to our stone circles. And
I was going to say, because you've been away from England.
Yeah.
This partner we had was no longer...
So basically, I got to England and then she was like, she hadn't been home in 7 years either. She was from Ibiza. And but she was like a resident in New Zealand and all this stuff and lived there. But then she went home and then she called me and was like, yeah, I think I just need some time by myself and with my family and to reconnect with who I am and all this. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, it was a heartbreak, but it was also like true. And I was like,
love.
That's it.
Sometimes you gotta let it go, man.
Yeah, that's it, innit? And so that was that. And
so you from all I know, you're just accompanying the djembe.
Yeah.
So have we picked up a few little things?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. So we have to go back to New Zealand when we started the sound journeys and that's when I picked up the didgeridoo again.
Oh, mate, my mind's a G when the didgeridoo, when you and the Northern Poet and a few other people like the Vegan Queen and all that, and you were like doing that bit where it was like a tribal mix. I was like,
yeah, man, it was power, wasn't it, bro? Yeah.
Like, gotta get that guy on this shit. Yeah. So you got the didgeridoo. How was the didgeridoo? Because I love the didgeridoo. It's power, that. Done correctly.
Yes, exactly. And because we were doing the sound journeys, that's how it kind of started me using it. Oh, it was more like yoga and sound. So they would be in positions and then I'd play the didgeridoo on them while I don't know.
I was telling you about Ruben. Ruben will do, but he won't be doing yoga, but he'll be doing the sound activity. But he'll put that right up to you whilst you're doing the tone.
Yeah.
So you're like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
Shit.
Yeah. That's it, innit? And then, started seeing how the sound affects people there and like how people release stuff through the vibrations and how it makes the body move. And just started really observing and being like, right, there's more to this than...
Can you expand on that just for the people then? Because you aren't just doing tunes.
Yeah,
you're not just rapping or just doing, there's a depth to it.
Yeah.
So help us understand why you're doing what you're doing.
I feel like at that time it was more like, let's see what happens, to be honest. But it felt right, like I'm on the right path. But it was like, let's see, like the hand pan will work at the beginning, then we'll do the didgeridoo and, that'll flow nice. But so it was a very naive way of going into it in a way and not understanding the power of it. And then I think at one point it clicked at a festival. We were doing like a group session and there was this one girl that just started like convulsing, from the didgeridoo. And, like, and then she's going like that and full on crying. And then we're like looking at each other like, whoa, this hasn't happened before. Like, this is new. And then that's when it kind of clicked that this is deeper than what you think it is, and you've got to respect it and respect everything around it. And and then it kind of went on from there. And then I went back to England and then she went back to Ibiza and then I just carried it on here, and started connecting with other yoga teachers or doing my own sound journeys and then going on retreats, people asking me and slowly building that. And then...
Because from what I understand, you are vibration.
You are what?
You literally are vibration.
Yeah.
You are energy vibrating at a certain frequency. The sound is a corresponding way of that frequency expressing itself. That's why if you use sound, you can change the literal composition of your own DNA just through the frequency.
I feel
and
that.
Each frequency is
different.
just manifesting in the body as an emotion or a sensation or whatever. But that can be changed, by, almost unlocked you can have certain blocks that are removed because it was just frequency blocking another frequency. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And by the end, I've obviously learned what tones have certain effects on people.
Yeah, in a way, but also in a way, I go off intuition a lot,
right?
You know, and I trust in that more than what I think is
state.
right. Yeah, more than what I think.
You know is right, rather
yeah,
than what you think's
because
right.
at the end of the day, I know things can change, and even when I try and plan, every time I try and plan a sound journey, it's like it ends up different. So it's like, right,
okay.
The lesson there is just know that you can do anything at any time, but listen to the guidance, basically.
And I suppose the practice gives you muscle memory.
Yes,
and
of
the
course.
structure gives you some sort of framework to bounce off. Like,
yes,
in this place,
yes.
I know this crowd aren't a heavy metal crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to prefer this vibe. But generally, it's just intuitive flow state.
Yes.
Right.
But certain tones, like, you'll have a tone on the digs, like a it makes like a very powerful, and that's like push. That pushes.
Does it sound more powerful when you've got the didgeridoo?
That's like a wet fart.
Got this little
Yeah, so, you know, and then there's the noises, like the whoop, that also is different, creates different vibes. Yeah, so, yeah, like you say, observing them and just...
That's one of your, like, you have like a certain technique where you be like, gee, something like that, right? Is that...
I guess so, it's a certain technique, yeah, and then... Yeah, I mean, since then there's been all sorts with the sounds. Like, I've had mad experiences with it. And
like what?
I mean, I've had people like one time. I've done like overnight sound journeys, like 12 hours non-stop.
Shit,
yeah,
just you,
just me. But also I've done them with my sister and my mum, and so this one was with my mum and sister down in Milton Keynes, and there were about 30 people there.
Did you get your sister into it, or did she?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
But she also played music before me, but
she
more
got you
just
into it?
music. Yeah, in a way, but also
Right. More conventional.
Yeah, exactly.
Is she still doing that, or has she gone into?
She is. Well, no, she's doing her own music.
More alternative, more her unique expression.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, what was we talking about then?
You, that's my bad.
Sorry, man.
We were talking about the fact that you and your mum and your sister, they're doing like 12-hour...
Yeah. So one of the things that has happened in these sound journeys is one woman, she couldn't get pregnant for like a long time, like 10 years. And she'd been to doctors and like private doctors, spent like £30,000, all this stuff. And I was like, oh. And anyway, I didn't even know this, but... Did the sound, did everything, didgeridoo, blah, blah, 12 hours, finished. And then the next time she come, she's like, I swear you've got me pregnant. And that was like, it's like a few months after.
You know,
I
didn't even remember.
I was like, nah, and her partner's there, you know.
I don't know this girl. I don't know this girl.
And I was like, what? And she's like, I've tried this, but when the didgeridoo was on the womb, she says that was a moment.
That reminds me of the DMT sounds. The ayahuasca sound, that sort of vibe. It's like this consistent gloopiness. Does that make it like you can really get into the depth of what you are? And I think that's why I resonate so much with the didgeridoo.
Yeah,
I used to just think it was a funny sound. Now it's like, no, I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
It's hard to play.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I thought it was as simple as just blow it.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
But nah, it's like.
Yeah, it's a full workout,
It takes
man.
skill, man. It does take skill.
Yeah.
And the handpan, when did that turn up?
That also turned up in New Zealand.
Right.
I bought one there. And then we were doing the sound journeys with that, and but it was a very cheap, Chinese one at the beginning. And
Right, well, you got to start somewhere. You
That's
got to start with your
bro?
Nissan Micro.
Yeah, innit?
Work your way up.
Yeah.
So the sound journeys, people can book you for that, can they? If they wanted.
When
to
I have them on, yeah. So
do you ever do a private one? If someone rang you and said,
I
like,
do private ones. I've done
Okay.
private ones in the past, yeah. But recently, the music's kind of like the performing's kind of taken more
doing a lot of
spotlight in my life,
spots,
so
a lot of...
kind of just been focusing on
Would you
that.
come up to Manchester?
I would, yeah.
Because Transmute Studio, the one in Northern
Oh,
Quarter,
yeah,
the one who
nice.
sponsors this, he'd love a bit of that.
Oh yeah, nice
So
man.
we'll talk about
that'll
that.
be cool, yeah.
Stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so then that kind of started in New Zealand. A lot of stuff started there, and then come here, and then I've really been able to, last few years, put my own expression around it. And that's when I first started singing, was in New Zealand with a handpan, and unlocked the voice, the vocals, and
we can find your music where?
You can find my music on Spotify under Arachai. You can find my CD on my website, arachai.co.uk. I'm on Apple, all the platforms and all that. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook. So yeah.
Where can I find you? Where would you have it on Bandcamp, or would you have
Bandcamp? I do have it on Bandcamp too. I've got it on Bandcamp.
Just for those DJs who are listening.
Yeah.
Want to get it on the flash drive.
I've also got it on Audios, which is a cryptocurrency one.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, it's all like community.
I don't know enough about crypto,
Yeah,
but I've got a mate who's into crypto.
Yeah, so you might know that one.
Maybe. I don't really get it still. I just go, he tells me like the market's bad now, and I go, okay. Okay, bro. He's like, don't do anything right now. I'm like, I wasn't.
Yeah.
When everything blows up properly, I'll get him to be my crypto advisor.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's anything about your story that you haven't quite expressed that you think is quite important?
Yeah, there is actually. I feel we missed some when I was younger, and that was being sexually abused.
Right.
And I forgot to mention that, not just for the conversation, but when I was about 7-8 years old in England, being sexually abused by some man, just playing out, and then, it wasn't like intercourse, or however you want to fucking call it. Yeah. It was more like touching and stuff like that. Right. So, but that had a big effect on my life and how I kept that in for like so long, like 18, 19 years. And then it was like, when I told my mum first time, it was like a big release, So, I feel it's important to say that for other people, not that, it's not a bragging thing for me. It's not like...
I don't think anyone thought you were bragging.
Yeah.
Pulled. Nah, I don't think they thought it was that.
But I feel just to say that for others to know that,
Because how did that... You said it played out in your life. How did it play out in your life?
It played out in sexual relationships, I would say, with people.
Okay.
In relationships.
How
in myself. Maybe not like... understanding everything fully, or being able to give my full self to the thing, because part of me wasn't there, already wasn't there, something, or I wasn't fully being transparent with myself, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
you
then
weren't owning the stuff that had happened to you, so you weren't owning who you were, and therefore that's just, how's anyone meant to love you if you're not loving that part sort of vibe? Okay.
Yeah. So that was about that. And then I feel after that, being able to talk about it to other men, that was really powerful, and seeing how many other people have been through it, that was crazy,
At least like, somebody touched me or someone gave me a kiss that they shouldn't have. And it doesn't always have to be the full-blown, like you said, penetration, but still, that's going to mess with your head, isn't it? At least your intimacy with men.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's what I'm assuming anyway.
Yeah. It can definitely affected that,
How so?
Trusting, I think,
Right.
Trusting, and, I always more trusted women, I think, Still do in a way, but...
I promise I will not. I'm not going to do anything to you, Arachai. But I mean, it is important that people talk about it, because these things, if they're left in the shadows, they start to come out. I almost imagine it as this like passive way of it being expressed, like because it wants to be known, and if we're not allowing it to come out in that way, it'll start playing out in sort of just unconscious behaviour patterns, like you're saying, in relationships with other people. So I mean, if anyone has had anything happen to themselves, what would you advise?
I'd say it's going to be all right, it's not the end of the world, and that doesn't make you who you are. That doesn't define you. What the things that have happened to you don't make you who you are, and you can change your story at any time. And speaking is one of the most healing things you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
So just let a brother know, a sister know, a
Yeah,
mother
or your
know,
mum,
a father
whatever,
know.
yeah. Or even spirit first.
At least somebody.
To say it out loud, yeah.
Yeah, and what do you mean by spirit? Just because obviously I want people to know exactly what you mean when you're saying stuff. What is, because you've got a song called Great Spirit.
Yeah. For me, it's just the essence of life. God, Jah, all the things that come under that. It's just the encapsulation of
Yahweh, whatever,
life.
it don't really matter what you call it.
Yeah, so it's like, great life,
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any way of people finding you that we haven't mentioned? You said you've mentioned the website. What was that again?
That was arachai.co.uk.
And then the music's just Arachai on Spotify,
yes,
Apple,
exactly.
Bandcamp,
Yes.
wherever you want. Any other way of finding you on Instagram?
Instagram, Arachai Haorang, and Facebook also, Arachai Haorang.
We'll put all the links, all the stuff in the
YouTube
description.
as well as Arachai, so yeah.
We'll put everything in the description. He is obviously I've not heard him live and then thought he's shit, let's get him on the show. Nah, he's clearly very good at what he does. I didn't even have a chance to speak to you, but I knew I wanted to.
Yeah.
I could feel the sort of like essence about you as well, which is quite lovely, and I appreciate it. So thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Michael.
Was there any last words you want to just leave people with?
I think I'll leave them with a song.
Leave them with a song.
That'll
Beautiful,
do it. Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll just cleanse the space one more with
you.
the Agua de Florida ether spray. There we go. No demons. Your sins are gone.
Cheers, brother.
Does smell good, that.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, leave them with this song.
So guys, if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery, feel free to close down the eyes. How about we just take a few breaths, because that was a lot to digest. So once the eyes are closed and we're happy with position, in through the nose. Release with an audible sigh. Because it feels so nice. Let's do it twice. In through the nose, breathe into the tension. And here's a little last taste of Arachai expressing himself.
Lay your feet on the ground. Let your soul receive these sounds. You are calling yourself back home. No need to hide and feel alone. You are the one you'll be looking for. Old friend, so spread your wings and fly so high, and may your truth be witnessed in the words that you say, and may your love be felt in action today.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you very much. Peace and love, everyone.
I win.
How much of a legend is Arachai? I think he's mint. And not only is he a very talented musician, jewellery maker, sound healing expert, but also he's just proper nice, isn't he? Don't you think he's got a lovely vibe to him? And that's him ill. That's not him at 100%. So I really hope you got some cool little stories that have helped you just realise a few things about yourself. If you want to follow and find out more about what Arachai's up to, he's about to be at the festival I'm going to. So there's a Soul Revolution Festival. He's going to be there, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Actually, if you enjoyed this episode, why not check out the one with Antama that we had, another conscious musician. He's going to be there at that Soul Revolution Festival. So is Carrie Tree. Do you remember Carrie Tree and Cushney Love? Some other guests that we've had on, conscious musicians. So if you like that kind of vibe, go check them out from season 1. Now, for Arachai, I'll put all the links in the description so you can find out what he's up to. Also for Transmute, because like I do my floating meditation journeys there. We've got the next one coming up as well, Whispers of the Great Spirit, on the 24th of August. So that's just been released. And we've got the ecstatic dances. So if you want to come and check out Liberation that I put on, the next one's Insanity. And that's all going to be at Transmute. So go check them out. They've also got West African drumming, loads of other cool stuff as well. And then for myself, I really, really believe in the power of presence. That's what meditation is. It's the divine masculine container for the moment. And then it allows this unconditional love of the divine feminine to touch all those fragmenting parts, those inner child parts that just need a bit of love. So if I can show you how to do that more skillfully, the moments no longer overwhelm us. We no longer get put into this defensive system, using addictions or people or whatever it is. I know I've got destructive behaviour patterns. I'm sure everyone's got their version of it. I'd love to help you be more skillful in life just so it doesn't feel like a burden. Enjoy it, less suffering. So the links for myself, courses, classes, the events, one-to-ones, whatever it is, go and check it out and see which one works for you if you feel so inclined. Now, it is really important to help this grow show. To help this show grow. Just if you haven't liked it and you're here at the end and you haven't liked my episode that I did with Arachai, what's going on? Why are you being so snide? So please, a little like goes a long way. If you want to see all the next guests that are coming up, I have got some pretty cool ones. Subscribe, you won't miss any. And then if you want to share it with somebody else, well, sharing's caring. Anything that might have helped you might help them. Even if it's just enjoying Arachai's lovely presence. So that'd all be really appreciated from me. Apart from that, the next episode, guys. Do you remember Leo Oppenheim from season 1? If you haven't seen that, by the way, I think it was episodes 18 and 19. Go check them out, because that was one of my favourite episodes. I split it into 2. We're not doing that anymore. But yeah, it's a catch-up. And it's a very interesting, because you remember he was going off to India, and then it's what he's learned. He's met a partner, and she's about to have a baby since the last time, so there's a lot of stuff come up for him. And I think you're going to get a real buzz out of this conversation. But go watch 18 and 19 from season 1 and you'll see why I'm excited to share another episode with Leo Oppenheim. Apart from that, I'm off to festivals. I'm going to go festival hop for a little bit. Soul Revolution, then Love Jam, and we'll see what cool guests I can get for you along the way. Otherwise, guys, you take it easy, rest well, follow your purpose. And remember, everything that you do can come from a balanced state if you're just presence. Be presence. Everything else will get processed. And then you can enjoy things a bit more. Peace and love.